Hey guys, I'm going to go through 4 different exercises that you can do at home for your legs if you've got a resistance band. And I'm going to throw 2 bodyweight exercises in that are really tough, just so you can mix up your own training. So, first exercise I want to go through is a hack squat, or as close as we can get. So what you need a heel raise. So by raising our heels, we're able to target the quads a little bit more. I'm going to use a foam roller against the wall, between the wall and my back. You don't have to do that, but it just enables you to lean into the wall a bit and push into the wall, which is going to target them a bit more. And then obviously a resistance band. The thicker the better. So stand on the band and then squat down a little bit and pull the band up into a back squat position essentially. And then you have to waddle into position now. So, as I said, heels raised. I'm going to plonk this on my lower back and I'm going to lean into it. Okay, so what I want now, I want the band pulling me down. I'm leaning into the wall slightly and my heels are raised. So hopefully that means everything's going to be hitting your quads really well. Alright, so if you've got a dumbbell or a plate and you want extra weight, you can just do this in a goblet position as well. All we're going to do is squat down nice and low and drive up. That's it. So into a deep squat. Again, the heel raise means I can squat really low, get a good stretch on the quads, and then drive up. Again, I'm pushing into the wall slightly. I'm going to try and keep the tension on my quads, so I'm not going to fully straighten at the top. I'm going to keep a slight bend. Keep that time under tension. Squeezing nice and controlled. It's burning already. Just like that. At the bottom. Nice and easy to get out. Okay, that's exercise 1. Exercise 2 is leg extension. So it's a really tough one to do at home, but if you do have a band, it's awesome. So to do this, we're actually going to step in the band. I'm going to place the band behind our knees. You do need a sofa or a box or a chair, something that's not going to fall over. And what we're going to do is on the floor on your knees in front of the bench. So we're going to use the resistance of the band to make it harder to straighten our legs. So in this position here, we actually want quite a bit of tension on the band, and then we're going to put the band under our hands and put our weight over your hands. And then try and get up onto the bench into maybe a bit less tension. Okay, so in this position now, so it is hard on the shoulders, but you'll see my quads working in a second. So I'm just going to push my bum in the air and try and straighten my legs. There, and down. Up, straighten, squeeze the quads, and down. Squeeze, and down. Okay? Oh. So, don't know if you could hear me with my jumper over my mouth, but essentially, the band is resisting this. One of the jobs, the main job of the quads is to straighten, so that's how that one's working. Third exercise I'm going to show you is a split squat. So, a normal split squat, bodyweight split squat would be here. All we're going to do is add the band, put your front foot on the band, and then nice and even. You might find you need to wrap it around to create more tension. You can do it again if you really need, but that'll be really hard. And then in that split squat position, when you're doing this, it's going to pull you forwards into a little bit of a forward lean. That's fine, as long as you retract your shoulder blades and put your shoulder blades in your back pockets. Okay, so from here, shoulder blades, back pockets, get some tension, and then I do the split squat. Notice I'm not going all the way up, I'm not straightening the leg, because you'll notice I went off balance straight away. We don't need that. Squeeze, you're going to find that this is a lot of glutes and a lot of quads. Oh, obviously you do both legs. Next up, we're going to do one for hamstrings. We have leg curl. Probably the easiest one to set up. So all you're going to do is, he says, line in front, with both legs in the band, and go conservative depending on what band you have. But from here, a little bit of tension, and then squeeze the hamstrings, control. What I want you to make sure you're doing is not arching your back too much. I want you to think about tensing your abs still, so crunch down a bit, squeeze the hamstrings, and control. Make sure you're trying to squeeze both hamstrings on each leg, well, both legs, there are 3 hamstrings. Squeeze, control. Because you have to do this double leg, well you don't, but I've only got the thick band, I can't do that single leg. If you have a thin band, you can do it single leg. But if you don't, you've only got the thick bands, then do it double leg, just make sure you're trying to work with both legs. So go that one out, that's all 4. Okay, so 2 bodyweight exercises now. These are going to target the quads. First one I have for you is a reverse Nordic curl. So if you've done a Nordic curl before, you'll know it's hamstrings and it's really tough. A reverse Nordic curl hits the quads and it's also really tough. So for this one, feet are flat, just kind of sit on your heels. From there, up into a standing kneeling position. Think about hips forward, squeeze the bum. What we're going to do, we're going to lean back as far as we can, and we're going to be digging our toes and feet into the floor. So essentially, I'm in this position, but I'm trying to straighten my leg. Okay, so that's the way that the quads are working. So I'm resisting the flexion. So from here, hips up, control, abs on, lean as far back as I can, and then forwards. Really hard. Don't go too far to start with. Start conservative and forwards. And if you get comfortable, if that's okay, then you can go far back. If you find you go too far, just drop your hips, okay? I don't want you to do that if you can help it. Go the right amount and back. You'll feel it in your quads straight away. So don't worry about going too far if you're thinking, shit, that's hurting my quads. Next up, last one, Sissy Squat. I don't know why it's called that, because it's probably the hardest one here. So all you need is a wall or banister, anything that's going to help you balance. Just get out of my way. Alright, so what we're going to do, up onto tiptoes, and again, because we want quads to work, we want to elevate our heels so we can get max knee flexion, okay? So on tiptoes, and we're going to squat as far down as we can, and I'm going to push my knees forward. Pushing my knees forward is going to target the quads even more, so it is really tough. Now, if you do have knee problems, it might not be the best one for you, but if you've got healthy knees, there's nothing wrong with this, as long as you do it slow and controlled. Alright, so, tiptoes, same kind of position as with the reverse Nordics, leaning back, glutes on, squat down as low as you can, control, and then back up, and then repeat. Right at the bottom, you'll find a big stretch in the quads and up. Do your best to come up in the same posture as you go down. So try not to do this, because obviously dropping the hips back takes a lot of pressure off the quads, and we're targeting quads. So if you're looking for something to spice up your leg workouts and you have a resistance band, give some of them a go. Let me know what you think. I'll be dropping some more videos if you've got a dumbbell, if you've got a kettlebell. If there's any particular questions, drop us a message, add a comment, and we'll get back to you. Thanks.